Yay Media Group.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Spill the Beans podcast. It's another beautiful week, and we're just here living, chilling, doing the damn thing. I don't know, guys. I feel like life gets so busy, obviously, as you grow up. So we're just kind of hanging by a thread. I hope all of you guys are not hanging by a thread and actually thriving out there.
Speak for yourself. I'm thriving and not hanging on by a thread. I'm hanging on by a thick rope.
I wouldn't say that, man. I wouldn't say that. But anyways, guys, today we have a special podcast. We haven't done this in a long time, huh?
Yeah, and this is our roots. This is what everyone comes for Spill the Beans for.
Spill the Beans podcast. But we kind of just ran out of like our toxic stories, so now we just give you our point of view on your stories
and help
like
you.
if we were your besties or your older siblings, you know, Jonathan and I,
or your divorce lawyer.
Jonathan and I by no means have a perfect relationship, and we're obviously not perfect people, but I feel like you always want like an outsider's perspective, someone that is unbiased. So that is what we're here to do. We're not professionals, girl.
I miss these guys. You know that this is when like the real Jonathan comes out and like the Theo Jonathan comes out, especially when I've had caffeine and I'm drinking an energy drink right now. So I'm already gonna say sorry in advance, okay? So we told you to either email us or DM or just respond here on the question on the questions if they're not too long. And yeah, let's get cracking.
So Jonathan's gonna do the Instagram questions box and I'm gonna do our emails. We really appreciate you guys taking the time to write out emails. So of course we're gonna give a little bit of priority to that because you guys literally opened your Gmail app and then emailed us. So I'm going to start with the very first one. And this one says, these are anonymous, by the way, in case you wanted more tea.
Well, you're showing the phone.
But this one says, hi, Blanca and Jonathan. Hope both of you are doing well. Quick story time. So I've been with my boyfriend since I was 15 and he was 16. We are now 23 and 24. Yes, high school sweethearts. We recently just got engaged this past Saturday, the 19th. That same day, we had gone to talk with my parents about how everything was going to be, living together and all that comes with marriage. Everyone in the family is happy for us because it was always a topic of when we would get married since we were together for such a long time. And now I feel that I don't have the support from my mom. Since Saturday, she's been distant with me, doesn't talk to me. I still live under her roof, but it breaks my heart knowing we are like this since the news of the engagement. My dad said to give her time since it's hard for her to let me go since we grew up together. She had me when she was 16, but she's the type not to talk to anyone when she's upset. Any advice you could give would be appreciated.
I think that's just a Mexican mom thing.
Yeah.
Blanca's mom does the same thing. When they're like really happy, they get sad.
Yeah, but you also have to see it like this is a very sad moment in her life because I guess we didn't understand this until we had kids, right? You are with them every single day of their life from the moment they come out of your belly. So when you come to her and you're like, hey, mom, I'm engaged and I'm moving out. Sorry, bye. I feel like that hits you really, really hard as a mom and as a parent, but I'm sure dads are like a little bit more strong. Mm-hmm. But as a mom, like coming to you as a mom, that is really sad. And the thing with Hispanic moms is, that they don't really talk when they're upset and they don't know how to express their emotions, express their feelings, or put it into words. So I would say if you already know your mom is like this, it would just probably make her feel better if you went up and talked to her like, hey, mom, like don't even come at her like confronting her, just like in a sweet way. Hey, mom, I noticed that you're kind of distant and you've been quiet ever since we got engaged. Like, what's wrong? Or do you want to talk about it, And I think that initiative from you is going to make her feel better. And maybe that's when she's going to open up and be like, no, pues, I'm really sad. It's a happy day in your life. And I mean, everyone knows it was coming, but I'm still really sad that you're leaving, That's my advice as a mom.
She should be happy. This is one of the happiest moments that her the person that sent this email, will have for the rest of her life. And now associated with that memory is her mom being mad or sad.
Isn't that normal?
Wouldn't you want to be like absolutely like happy for Franco and then maybe cry at night? But,
but that's what I'm saying. Like Hispanic moms nowadays don't know how to show their emotions like that. So obviously she's not gonna be like, oh, hey, I'm really sad that you're leaving. But she obviously doesn't know how to express it any other way than to be quiet.
I'm just telling you, why are you going to get mad at me for how I feel? It's my brain.
Babe, you're such a freaking capper right now.
It's because babe, when I have my little energy drink.
You could see the difference in relationships we have with mothers.
How do I get over my dad's side of the family not caring about me and my siblings?
I mean, if they don't care about you, then why would you ever want to seek a relationship with someone that doesn't care about you? And it sucks that like dad's side of the families have that connotation, like, oh, we don't talk to them. And yeah, it's sad, but if they're not looking for you, then you don't have to feel any type of way. It's like that saying goes, love who loves you, call who calls you. If they're not making an effort, then would you just live your life? I don't think it should impact you anyway, unless you guys were like super close and then all of a sudden they stopped talking to you, But
that's very true.
Hi, Blanca and Jonathan. I love your guys' podcast and I'm a big fan of you guys. I wanted to get your perspective on an issue I'm having with my husband. My husband has a daughter. She's 11 from a previous relationship and he has 2 kids with me. We always argue because my suegra says I don't send her pictures of the boys, but she never makes time to see them. It is as if she is only okay with seeing them through photos, but claims she misses them so much. The issue I'm having is that my suegra always goes to pick up my stepdaughter, which lives about 15 minutes from me, and can never stop by to visit my kids or to pick them up, only my stepdaughter. I love my stepdaughter, but I don't think it's fair that my suegra doesn't put in the same effort to see my boys. What should I do?
I mean, that's going back to the one we just read. Like, you can't really force anyone to love you or your kids, girl. Like, it sucks. And I'm here to tell you, like, that I'm sorry, but you just can't. Like, what do you want to happen? Que tu suegra venga y los recoja y los ame. But then, it's because you've kind of forced her to, or because you called her out on it, So it's like, I wouldn't feel comfortable if I had to like explain that to whoever I had to, and then they started coming around, because then I'm like, pues no es del corazón, or poquito peor, si se los lleva a, a McDonald's or to the playground, no los va a tratar igual, So I've always told Blanca this, a mis hijos nadie les hace mala cara, So I protect them with every ounce of my body, not just physically, but also emotionally and mentally. So I wouldn't care, to be honest with you. But if it is affecting you like that, maybe, fingers crossed, there's something like better, like something that can be solved, in the sense that like maybe you just need to vocalize that and have a talk with your husband and with her. And maybe she's been like, oh, sorry, it's because this and that. Like, I just didn't want to overstep with this because the other baby mama is fine with me taking her. Like, maybe it isn't so deep is what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
And also I feel like if you're not comfortable sending her pictures because it makes you mad that she doesn't just come see them, I would just say just stop sending her pictures, You don't have to do that. If she doesn't make the effort to come see them, you don't have to make the effort to send her pictures. And if it gets to the point where she gets mad or something, be like, if you really want to see my kids, you can come see them. Like, I'm not going to be sending you pictures just so you can have them, This is an ad by BetterHelp.
Babe, this is going to be hard to believe, but did you know that workplace stress is one of the top reasons for declining mental health?
That's crazy.
That was sarcastic, because obviously the only stress we ever get is from work. 61% of the global workforce is experiencing higher stress than usual.
Yeah, guys, to battle stress, most of us can't wave goodbye to work. But we can start with a small focus on wellness, whether that be a walk every day after dinner or even just getting sun first thing in the morning.
I know that sometimes we all find ways to cope with stress, and sometimes those are short-term solutions like taking a vacation or a walk through the park, but therapy can really help you navigate the everyday challenges that can get bigger as time goes on.
Therapy helps me manage stress by knowing that I'm not alone and that I have someone to talk to every single week.
And I'm grateful for therapy because it takes a huge load off my back. Being a father, entrepreneur, and husband, it really helps me navigate my everyday life.
Okay, that was really good.
With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 5 million people globally.
And it works with an App Store rating of 4.9 out of 5 based on over 1.7 million client reviews.
It's convenient too. You can join a session with a therapist at the click of a button, helping you fit therapy into your busy life. Plus, switch therapists at any time.
Unwind from work with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/spillthebeans.
That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/spillthebeans.
But yeah, I feel like it's the same with suegras, with your mom, with whoever, your sisters. If they don't want to see your kids, you don't have to force that upon anyone. Like, they would take initiative. And yeah, maybe she's a little scared, like, oh, I don't want to overstep, I don't want to cross any boundaries with my daughter-in-law. But maybe you can just let her know, like, hey, if you want her to see them, like, you can come visit us, or have your husband talk to her too, because like I said, you always have to have the husband talk to her, because then if not, you're gonna look bad. But yeah, it's like, one, don't care, don't send the pictures. If she really wants to see them, then just tell her that if you want to see my kids, come see them at my house, girl. You know where I live.
How do you guys discipline your toddler when they're not listening at all? I think that what's beautiful about our relationship, like Blanca and I as parents, is that I love when we get complimented by our friends or strangers on how Belen and Franco are, right? So let me give you a little example. Like, I believe it was Yadira and Adrian. Like, every time Yadira comes, like, oh my God, like, I can tell you guys are such, was it Yadira or Lulu? I can't remember. There's like, I can tell you guys are such great parents by the way Franco acts. Like, he's so calm yet like loving and funny and stuff. And that's a reflection of your parenting. And when a kid isn't listening, is like crying or stressed or hitting you, unfortunately, that I don't want to blame like you as a mom, because you could be working and you could be leaving your child at daycare y de ahí están agarrando cosas like mañas, or maybe you leave him with your suegra, but your suegra has 3 other kids there at the house as well, So I'm not blaming you at all, girl. I'm just saying, like, kids are a product of their environment. And with that being said, like, we've never hit, or we don't really raise our voice like that to our kids. Like, we don't scream at Franco. We don't yell at him. I talk to him stern sometimes, but I never like scream or yell at him. And I think that that's like just a reflection, and he reflects that, and then other people can see that. So if your child isn't listening and you're like, well, Jonathan, no le pego, no le grito, I'm a good mom. Okay, well, are you leaving him at daycare? Like, what is he seeing there? And maybe try to either switch daycares or just maybe try to find like a solution within that. Maybe because I know, very bad comparison, but I used to take Ozo to the dog park, and Ozo was always he's always been a very well-trained dog. But as soon as he got to the dog park, se portaba pero bien mal. He would try to hump all the other dogs. He wouldn't listen to me. He would run away from me when I would try to put the leash on him. That was never like of Ozo. Like, me hacía pasar unas vergüenzas, and I was like, I'm never taking you to the dog park because no te puedes comportar. Same thing with the child. I feel like if you're leaving him, para que lo cuiden either with your family or at like a professional payment place, then they're just products of their environment, unfortunately. So don't stress out too much that, oh, you see kids online or kids on Instagram behaving so well. It's okay. Like, not every kid is supposed to like be the same, And maybe your child has all the loving and is with grandma, and he's the only child and he still doesn't listen. Maybe he just has other things going on, Maybe like my little brothers growing up had like ADHD. So then my mom, through therapy and all that, learned with ways to cope with it, and it helped them a lot. So you just got to understand your child, and every child is different.
Yeah, I feel like children come with different temperaments, just like dogs, just like any person, So you have to learn how to discipline them. If they're not listening to you when you're stern, if they're not listening to you when you're, I don't know, like, I feel like it's hard because as parents, we've never had to discipline him any other way than talking to him stern and making him realize that. Like, I know other people do timeouts, or I don't really know of anyone that does spankings anymore, because that's like really shameful nowadays. But yeah, I would say just, it depends on how old your toddler is too, because you can always sit them down and tell them like, this is why I don't want you to do this. But I think that that's helped a lot with Franco too, is toddlers are so impulsive and they're literally intrusive thoughts walking around. So what's helped me too is just sit down and look him straight in the eyes and be like, you can't do this because then this is going to happen and it's going to be really bad. Like, oh, you can't hit your sister because then she's going to cry and then I'm going to get mad, So it's just letting them know the consequences of their actions and learning how to discipline your own child. I feel like going online and seeing all these perfect parents, right, with perfect toddlers, you're only seeing 15 seconds of their life. So don't ever compare yourself to anybody, and whatever is working for you, like if you have to time out, or if you have to take away the toy, or if you have to take away TV for 2 weeks, like you do what you think is best for your kid, is what I'm going to say. Except when it comes to hitting. I don't believe in hitting kids.
Yeah. The number one thing I see online that I apply is never like back away from your word. If si tú le dices a tu hijo, si le pegas otra vez a tu hermana, te voy a quitar el Xbox, and you don't, and he hits her again and you don't, desde ahí, oof, girl, like you're never gonna get that kid back, in the sense of like, you, like my barber, shout out to him, he's a very well-mannered kid and stuff, but he told me, he's like, one time I acted up bad and my dad took my Xbox away for a whole year. I'm like, dude, a whole year? That's crazy. Like, not even my dad. He's like, yeah, and guess what? I never did that shit again. So I was like, that's what the thing with Franco. I'm like, si vuelves a hacer eso, no te voy a prestar el teléfono for like the little 15 half hour he gets in the afternoons. And then he'll do it again. And I'm like, nope. Y llora. And I'm like, okay, no phone until tomorrow. Maybe we can address this again. And sure enough, I feel like that's helped a lot, because you don't need to hit a kid. I feel like the more you hit a kid, the more crazy they get. So,
and also I feel like the gentle parenting stigma has come over a lot of us, and it's like, oh, you have to be gentle. But one thing I have learned is that you can't have like little therapy sessions with kids. Like, say he's throwing a tantrum at the store, you can't go up to him and be like, hey honey, like I know you're sad, but it's gonna be okay. Like, no, he's throwing a tantrum, pick him up, take him to the car. You have to literally be the alpha. And you have to make sure that they know that and respect that. Because if they're throwing a tantrum at the store and then you're like, oh, so you stop crying, I'm just going to buy you the toy. That is not the vibes. That's literally going to be like, oh, my mom's going to do anything as long as I cry. And I think that's the one thing that we've really, really taught Franco from when he was a baby, is that crying isn't going to get you anything. Like, oh, I know you're crying, but you're still not getting the toy. You're still not watching TV. You're still, So I think that's the one thing. If you want to be a little bit gentle, I get that. But you don't have to have therapy sessions with your kids. Like, if he hits Belen, I'm not going to sit there and be like, hey, it's okay, honey. Like, I know you didn't mean that it was an accident. We're just going to take him away and be like, you don't hit your sister. Like, there's no if, buts, or nothing. You just don't hit her. That's not something you do. But yeah, there's a way to be a stern parent and a gentle parent at the same time. You don't have to go overboard with both of them. And toddlers are crazy, girl. Like, trust me, Belen is 1 and how old? 6?
Almost 6 months.
Yeah, almost 1.5, and she is crazy, but I'm excited to see how she turns out too. She's not like Franco at all, guys. It's crazy. I feel like it's just second child syndrome. Hi, J&J. First off, I want to say I love you both, and I've been a fan since the Mexican playlist days. Oh, queen. I wanted to see if you have any advice for long-distance relationships or new relationships in general. About 2 months ago, I started seeing someone from my pueblo, Jalisco. It all happened while I was visiting. I live in the States, and it was completely unexpected. I was always a firm believer that long-distance relationships don't work or last until it happened to me. This man is everything I could ask for and treats me better than any man has in the past. He seems like a really genuine person, and I have not gotten the vibe that he only wants me por mis papeles. The issue, obviously, is the distance. I'm going to see him in about a week, but trips to Mexico are expensive, and he's unable to travel at the moment. We're in the honeymoon phase currently, and I'm nervous if it'll fizzle out due to the distance. I don't know if you have any advice for this, but any input is much appreciated. Thank you.
Do you want me to tell her, or do you want to tell her?
Tell her what?
The truth.
Girl, I have no idea. Like, I feel like we can't even speak on this because we've never experienced a long distance relationship. And I'd like to say, like, I was just like you. I don't think it would ever work out. But I mean, we literally see one of our close friends, their relationship worked out. Adriana and Jorge. Like, but
they were going like
exactly. And you're saying that he's unable to travel at the moment. And I remember Adriana would go, or Jorge would go, or they would meet
in Tijuana,
they would meet in the middle and see each other, I think, once a month, she said.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And that's a huge sacrifice. So what I'm going to say, my advice before Jonathan says his advice, because my boy is on X-Games mode today. I'm going to say is, if you are willing to sacrifice literally everything, go for it. But you have to be really mindful of the sacrifices. You're sacrificing a lot, right? You're sacrificing your freedom here in the States. You're sacrificing a lot of your golden years. You're also sacrificing a lot of money going there and back and forth as much as you possibly can. And I know that, like, it's the honeymoon phase and you're so in love and you know that he's treating you like this. I know that there's the saying, right? There's a lot of fish in the sea and you can find someone else. But also, I think you just have to put all the cards on the table in front of you. Like, is this worth it? And is this going to end up in, obviously, marriage? You know, like, do you think that realistically you're going to get married to this guy? And I know that's a lot to think about because you just barely started dating, but you also wouldn't want to waste years just going back and forth for nothing. you know? And it might be an adventure and you might be like, I don't care, I'm just going to sacrifice it and go for it, see if we end up getting married. But yeah, I would just personally say put all the cards out on the table. Know if it's really, another thing is like always having it in your head, like, I'm not there, I haven't seen him, what is he doing, is he actually home, is he not going out, does he not like to party? It's like that, so sacrificing your mental peace as well. So if you're willing to sacrifice it all, go ahead. Maybe it will end up perfectly fine. And if you're not, then I don't think that you have any other thing to overthink and just be like, hey, you know what, this isn't gonna work out, you know?
Yeah, girl, I think if Blanca took the time and like we're sharing a mutual, like you submitted this and then Blanca now answered it, I think, can you please update us in 6 months? Like, please, I want to know, because I want you to shut me up, you know, because right now I'm about to tell you that this is your canon event. Like, this is something that you need to go through, and it's either going to be the best, the most amazing thing ever, like it did for Jorge and Adriana, or you're going to waste a bunch of money, a bunch of time, a bunch of tears, a bunch of stress. Se te va a caer el pelo, se te va a hacer blanco because no te va a estar contestando el WhatsApp y lo va a salir. Y luego, pues, si es de Jalisco, a lo mejor está alto y guapo. Y hay muchas también altas, guapas y todo. So it's like, you need to go through this, girl. Like, what I've learned having siblings and my cuñadas and being a high school coach, no matter how many times you tell the youth nowadays, right, I'm acting like I'm an unk and stuff, but unfortunately, mi papá a mí me decía 1000 veces la misma cosa hasta que pasé por eso, no le hice caso. So same thing with you, like, we don't know. Obviously, there are those amazing fairy tale stories that do end up great and amazing, but I think Blanca said one thing that I want to like bring up again. Think about the end goal. Porque si es un muchacho trabajador, te trata bien y todo eso, maybe when he can come to the States, aquí le va a echar muchas ganas y va a hacer una vida, and he's gonna, you know, try to make something out of life here in the US, even though he has all odds against him. Boom. Then that's a man worth. But si lo ves que pues le gusta la parrandilla, la pisteadera los fines de semana, nomás anda en caballo, blah, 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 and it's like, okay, if I marry him and he can get his work visa and he comes to the US, is it just going to be worse? Like, is he going to have cousins over here that nomás los van a sacar y lo van a, what's that? Like, son sacar? Mm-hmm. So it's like, just like, I don't know. I think one of the biggest things I've learned recently is in business is like, you can always teach a new employee something. What really matters is their heart and their like what's inside. Does that make sense? Because you can hire someone that knows how to do the job you're hiring for, but maybe they're a shitty person. They're going to stab you in the back in the future. I'd rather get someone that doesn't know whatever they're applying for or whatever, but if they're a nice person and a good person and I can trust them with my life and my business, then I want to work with them. And now it doesn't matter how long it takes me to teach them. You know what I mean? Yeah. So same thing with this man. Maybe he doesn't have a lot to offer in the sense that he can come visit you or meet you halfway, but is he going to be an exceptional, like extraordinary husband and dad one day? Then keep going, you know?
Yeah, if you see your future with this guy, I'd say if you're willing to risk it all, do it. But like, we're nobody to talk, right? We've never gone through anything like this. But I am going to say, when you start dating someone, and even like you guys are 2 months in, right? You talk a lot, you're getting to know each other. I feel like right away you can see someone's heart. And you can tell where someone's mind is. And I'm just saying this from like Adriana and Jorge's point of view. Jorge came to the States and literally started grinding.
Yeah.
Any way he possibly could. And now they have this amazing, beautiful, successful social media presence and multiple businesses that they run amazingly together, right? But I know that Adriana saw that potential in him from the moment they met, because she tells the stories that, the weekend that they met, they went out to a party. The next day, he woke up early and told her, hey, ¿quieres ir a hacer mandados conmigo? Because I have to go get a bunch of things for my dad. And it's like, do you see that drive in the guy? Does he tell you like, hey, I know I can't travel right now, but when I can travel, like, I'm going to get my work visa and I'm going to go over there and we're going to do this and I'm going to start that. Like, if you see all of this potential in him and you can tell where his heart and mind is, go ahead and sacrifice it. But if you can't, like, if there's a sliver of doubt, please listen to it, because you don't want to go 4 years and nothing happens out of the relationship and be like, oh, what would have happened if I would have just said, you know what, let's just be friends, you know? Mm-hmm. So I feel like you're early enough in the relationship to go either way. So if you wanted to be like, hey, you know what, I'm not going to be going to Jalisco anytime soon, so I think that we should just break it off. And maybe when I go back, like, we'll see where we're at too, you know? But I know it's really hard, girl, but I don't know, like, you have to choose your heart. You have to think, am I going to waste these next couple of years of my life, or are these next couple of years just going to be fun and adventurous for me while I find someone here in the States,
You know what doesn't belong in our epic summer plans?
What?
Getting burned by your old wireless bill.
Okay. While you're planning beach trips, barbecues, and 3-day weekends, your wireless bill should be the last thing holding you back.
With Mint Mobile, you can get the coverage and speed that you're used to for way less money.
Okay.
So while your friends are sweating over data overages and surprise fees, you'll be chilling literally, financially, and spiritually.
Say bye-bye to your overpriced wireless plans, jaw-dropping monthly bills, and unexpected overages. Mint Mobile is here to rescue you.
All plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network.
Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with all your existing contacts.
Ditch overpriced wireless and get 3 months of unlimited service from Mint Mobile for $15 a month.
If we had ever needed a switch, we would make the switch to Mint Mobile.
This year, skip breaking a sweat and breaking the bank. Get this new customer offer and your 3-month unlimited wireless plan for just $15 a month at mintmobile.com/spillthebeans.
That's mintmobile.com/spillthebeans.
Upfront payment of $45 required, equivalent to $15 a month. Limited time new customer offer for first 3 months only.
Speeds may slow above 35 gigabytes on unlimited plan. Taxes and fees extra. See Mint Mobile for details. That's a lot to think about. Yeah. I hope that we helped you a little bit.
I think we did. Thinking about having baby number 2, but scared because of how things are in the country right now. I chose this one, girl, because look, you're scared. I'm scared. Obviously, we have the shittiest president in the history of presidents and everything's going down the drain. But you know what? People were having kids when World War I started, when World War II started, when the Cold War started, when the Vietnam War started, and you had to check the TV to see if your son was going to be drafted and go to the army. And our time's bad right now. Yes, obviously the police are shitty. They're beating up, killing people in the streets, riots, everything. But what I'm trying to say, in long story short, is that there's always going to be a bad time, guys. I don't think there's ever a perfect time to have kids. Oh my God, the economy is booming. The nature's beautiful, it's spring, let's have a kid. No, ¿verdad? Siempre va a haber algo que esté pasando. So don't be scared to have that number 2 kid, girl. Like God, in the Bible, it says que estamos aquí en este mundo para reproducir, para crecer la familia y para estar más grandes. So what I'm trying to say is there will never be a perfect time to have a child. No matter who the president is, no matter if we're in war or not, like, the economy was marvelous and great when Obama was president, but we were in war in Afghanistan and in Syria and all this stuff. So, like, and right now the economy sucks and it's horrible, but we're not at war, technically. So it's like, there's never a good time to have a kid.
Yeah, if that's like the only reason you're holding back, then I'd say don't overthink that. I feel like, if anything, there's other factors that you have to think about. Do you want a second kid? Do you have time for a second kid? Mm-hmm. What's going to happen when you do have a second baby? Who's going to take care of him? Like, I feel like now as parents, you don't just have kids to have kids. Now you have to be like, all right, well, if I have a second one, am I going to be home with them? Who's going to take care of them? Do I have this? Am I financially stable? And it's crazy to think about. So if that's the only thing you're overthinking, then I'd say go for the second child, girl. If everything else is aligned and you're ready for a second one, absolutely 1,000%. I feel like the second child is the best thing that we could have had, and giving your baby a sibling is the best thing you could do. They're going to be best friends eventually. So I'd say go for it if that's the only thing keeping you back from it. Mm-hmm. Hi, I'm reaching out because I've been carrying so much pain when it comes to my parents. Growing up, I've constantly felt emotionally dismissed, blamed, and never truly seen. Every time I try to express how I feel or say I want therapy, I'm told it's all in my head, like my struggles aren't real or serious enough to matter. They constantly remind me of everything they've done for me, almost like I owe them my silence in return. Anytime I feel behind or try to do something for myself, they compare their lives to me, saying, at your age, I was already doing this and that. It's like I'm not allowed to struggle. I'm not allowed to grow at my own pace. On top of that, I'm still financially dependent on them, not because I want to, but because I've been trying so hard to find a job and be independent, and it hasn't been easy. Even when opportunities come up, it feels like they don't believe in me or support my goals. It's like I'm expected to be grateful no matter how broken I feel inside. I'm tired of walking on eggshells. I'm tired of feeling like nothing I do is enough. I want freedom, peace, and the chance to finally live for myself without guilt, without pressure, and without always feeling like the problem. I don't know if you'll choose me to be featured, but if you do, I would say I would be so grateful to be heard. I really need guidance and healing because I know deep down I deserve more than this cycle. I think that it's so sad that Hispanic families have that in them. Like, I struggled so much, and when I was your age, I was walking 10 miles to get to school, and I was already doing this and that. I feel like that's one thing that really stresses me out when parents are like that, because it's like, okay, we're not in those ages. Like, you're supposed to have kids and give them a better life than what you came out of, right? And I also believe that as parents, you should never throw in your kid's face what you've had to do to be a parent. Like, you chose to have a kid, you have to give them everything, but you don't get to throw it in their face when they're older. Like, oh, I gave you roof and I gave you food. And it's like, duh, you're my mom. That's what you're freaking supposed to do, you know? So I'm really sorry that you feel that way. And I'm sorry that your parents are like that. I don't know. I feel like with Hispanic parents, it's so hard because they don't believe in depression because they feel like they had to be silenced their whole life growing up. And I don't know, girl. Like, I wish I knew how old you were. How old do you think she is?
I mean, like, she just graduated high school.
Yeah, I feel like that's like the hardest transition age because you graduated high school, you're supposed to get a job and then start being an adult. But that's really hard when you don't have your parents' support.
Especially if you're a woman. Like, men, we have it way easier. Like, we can just go into a construction job or a landscaping job or a truck driving job, and we can start making decent amount of money to like leave your parents' house. Whereas a girl, like, you can't get a 2-bedroom apartment or a 1-bedroom apartment being a bank teller nowadays, or like at a clinic or something like that. It's just impossible. The economy's not meant for that anymore. So like, I feel you, girl. Like, you're trapped. You have to hear this nonsense all day, but you also can't escape it. So I would just say to really dig deep into your hobbies, your like, stay active, stay like moving, go out with your friends, try to get a job that you truly love. And yeah, that will come. And keep praying. God has solutions to everything. Don't ever think that like, oh my God, there's people starving, there's people dying, there's people in hospitals. Why would I pray if I'm just slightly, maybe your problems, you don't think they're as big as you should for God to hear them, but he hears everything and anything. So really reach out to him. Yeah.
And I'd say also, I know that when you graduate high school, right, or you're in your early 20s, you're like, oh, well, I should be having a big girl job that pays a lot, right? And I feel like that's not always the case. You say that opportunities come up and your parents don't see, like, they don't support you. I would say literally just apply anywhere and go work. And it, like, say you like Starbucks, say you like Dutch Bros, say you have like, you have your favorite coffee shop. Don't be afraid to apply there, because not only is this going to be your job and it's going to pay maybe some of your bills or give you money to go to Marshall's on the weekends, but it's going to take you out of the house and give you a purpose, you know? And I think growing up for me, that was literally it. Like, I hated being home when I was in high school and middle school. So what did I do? I would get or join every single sport, because usually for like people, like kids like me that had free lunches and all that, sports were free for you. So I would just take the form to my mom, make her sign and be like, all right, I'm going to stay after school till 4 p.m., get home, shower, go to sleep, and then do the same thing. So I feel like with parents like that, you don't want to be around them all day, obviously, because you're like, well, I'm literally like, I feel like I'm estorbando all day. So I would say 1,000% like dig deep in your hobbies, but don't be afraid to get a whatever job, like a coffee shop job, a job at a restaurant, your favorite brunch place, your favorite breakfast place. I would actually recommend going to brunch places and breakfast places, because not only are you there from like 8 to 3, but the tips are good. Like, anyone that's going out to breakfast has got the money like that, because you can easily cook eggs and pancakes at home every single day. But if they're going out for breakfast, they're going to tip you, girl. You're always happy in the morning. You're happy after you get your pancakes and your coffee. 1,000%. Like, literally just get any single job that you can get. Apply at every single coffee shop, every breakfast place, every restaurant, and go. Because, not only do you get the tips or you get to be there from 8 to 3, but you also get free food. Like, that's what I did straight out of high school. Where was I? I think straight out of high school, I started at Buffalo Wild Wings, and I was having the time of my life, because at that age, like, everyone working was your age, and you were just basically going to work with your friends. And I wouldn't say we worked that hard, because we were always, just being dumb all the time. But I'd say just do that. Tell your friend, your best friend, hey, do you want to go work at this coffee shop with me? I'd say just do anything that's going to get you out of the house, but give you a purpose too. You know, like if you want to go on a run, then that's giving you a purpose to be active and like make your body feel better physically. And if you get a job at a coffee shop, that's giving you purpose to go out, not be home, but you're still getting money, you know? So yeah, job search is hard, but I feel like when you really, really want to, just get any job at this point. And then slowly, like I'm not saying, say you get a job at your favorite coffee shop, it doesn't mean that you have to stop looking for jobs. It means that you have a job right now. So while you're already making money, you can still be looking like, oh, maybe this clinic needs a receptionist. Maybe this like law firm needs a receptionist. I feel like receptionist jobs are really easy too. So definitely do that. I'm giving you a plan here, girl, because I went through this too. So just get a little fun job in the meantime while you look for your big girl job. And then as I always say, just look for ways to grow within that job too, just to make obviously more pay and afford more things.
Very well said, babe. I think we'll wrap it up here.
Yes.
Just because I got a meeting with a sales merchant for the JJ's Buns and Drums. But I hope you guys enjoy this. This really took us back to like our roots, like I said at the beginning. This is what Spill the Beans was like made on and founded on. Like one of our first videos was giving advice, I think. I had like blonde hair or whatever, silver hair. So it's like, it's really nice to be, and then I feel like we connect with you guys, and we also like put into perspective what people are going through in today's day. And then, I don't know, I think it's also amazing how much we've matured as well as hosts and like creators of this channel, because you can see it. Like I have a lot more restraint now, or Blanca does, and she didn't do the classic just leave him, sis, you know. And
restraint, babe. I'm giving that first advice was not
okay
your
after
restraint.
that. But like the girl that asked for the long-term relationship, you know what old Jonathan would have said, you know, amores de lejos son para. But I was like, you know what, like I want you to prove me wrong, because I want the best for our followers. I don't want ever to come out like I'm preying on your downfall type of host. That would be shitty. I want the best for you guys. So with that being said, my advice always has to be, it's like you guys are my siblings. Quiero lo mejor para ustedes, y a veces pues eso se tiene que decir así medio, you know? Yeah.
But yeah, I hope that you guys like this podcast. If you want us to do more, please let us know. And you can go ahead and send them to our spillthebeansjj@gmail. That is where you can send all your emails. But if anything, you can always just DM us a short little story on Instagram. But yeah, it was nice to get back to this. Yeah. Let us know if you want a little bit more. Maybe we'll tell Jonathan not to drink an energy drink next time.
Or maybe you want me to drink 2.
Oh, no.
Or maybe you want me to come here drunk. Just kidding.
Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you guys next week.
Later.